Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing the last game of the round, the Western Derby between Fremantle and West Coast, and going through the AFL fantasy review of it. I didn't catch too much of this game. I caught like the first half, I think, and then went off. So I don't have much to talk about like with how players necessarily played, especially in the second half. But yeah, I can talk about, I guess, the first half and we'll see from there. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload. And yeah, let's get into the video. So as we look here, you see Sean Darcy basically dominated the whole game. Had a huge first half and he was on, what's that, 86 at halftime. Absolutely huge, and a guy that I'm just monitoring. I'm not necessarily going to jump on him, but a guy that I'm just looking at and just thinking, is he going to not have that 40, that really, really bad 40 in him? Is he going to be able to keep up that scoring? Sarong looked really, really good. I wish I could get him in, but so many pressing problems that I just need to, I guess, go for other players rather than him. Aish, Wiskowski, Luke Jackson had a really good game, which was surprising given that what he's produced this year, but I guess he responded to the critics, I guess. I was sort of pegging him in for like a 60 or a 50, and that's sort of why I lost my, if we go over here to my matchup can I go to last week's league overview fixtures? Let's see. Round 3, in the end, I lost my matchup by 57 points, and it was pretty much down to Luke Jackson actually outscoring Witts, who I thought Witts was on for 110 and Jackson on for a 60, which would have flipped it by 35, and then, yeah, basically given me the win actually given. But, you know, Luke Jackson performed really well. Brayshaw, another down game a little bit, so he's going to drop. He dropped probably to 860, 850. No, not. What am I talking? 850k. 960, 970 maybe. I'm not 100% sure. 982, and he's going to have a pretty big break even of probably, I would say, 130, 135. Schultz, yeah, all right. Ryan came back in the latter half of the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. He was on, what was he on? 15 with like 5 minutes to go in the second, and he looked really, really bad, and then came out and ended up scoring 85. Same with Hayden Young. He was on 23 at halftime and somehow managed to get up to 80. Jordan Clark did pretty much the opposite. And yeah, no one else did too much. And then you have, luckily, Brendan Cox showed that he isn't really the defender that we wanted. He got 0 in the first quarter, including a couple of free kicks, tackle taken away. You know, he just didn't have a good game. And yeah, so that was the Fremantle side. Not much to talk about with them. There's no real standouts there. And then on the West Coast side, you have Oscar Allen. Really could have gone absolutely huge in this game, but ended up on 96. 43 in the last 3 quarters didn't really help, as you see here that it's just injuries galore, and I think they just tied out in the end, the Eagles. Tim Kelly did all right, but just a bad fourth quarter. I mean, I don't think any of these guys had a good fourth quarter, as they were just absolutely worn out from having no rotations. Gaff, again, basically the same. Had a huge third quarter, so don't know how we really only scored 94. Kresge Seaton had a good fourth, so probably the only guy to have a good fourth. Tom Barras had a good fourth as well. Jaden Hunt, a good score again. So let me see with Hunt. Hunt is sitting at 458k and is averaging 71, but really could be averaging 86. So that's all. That's maybe a guy that I can, I guess, not necessarily jump on, but a guy that I can look to see if that's, I guess, an option. But I don't think at the moment that he probably is an option. I think I want to wait another week for him, just in case he drops a 40. Then we have what Jimby doing what Jimby does best, a huge third quarter to, I guess, try and get his team back into it, but just couldn't in the end. And yeah, smacked that break even by 85 in the end and went up in value by 64. So he's going to be a huge jumper in the rookie pricings. Tom Cole had a bad game outside of a third quarter. Shannon Hearn, 77, good fourth quarter. Duggan just didn't have a good second. If he had a good second quarter and third quarter, he's on for basically 95, but he just cannot get those scores. Sheed had a ridiculous second half to get up to 72 in the end. He had a 52-point second half. He was not looking good at all, especially given that he was on 16 basically at halftime, and then he just didn't score, and then he scored very well late. I think it was here, 7 points in the last 4 minutes to get himself up a little bit. So but it was just not good. Hewitt's got to be playing next week, I think. Noah Long did really well to get up to that score. Chesser is injured and he's in doubt for next round, but he looked really good. There's some cash gen out of him. But then you have injuries of McGovern, injured, gone for, I think, a long, long time. I think he's 6 to 12 weeks. Ryan's in doubt, I think. Shuey did an injury. I think Cripps, was he the one who did his ankle? And Witherden also injured as well. So if we actually look at Coast Eagles, let me actually do this and I'll search it up. West Coast Eagles injuries. So yeah, they have a lot of injuries. Eagles potentially lose 7 players in the Derby. McGovern hamstring injury, that is pretty serious. Luke Shuey hamstring injury. Witherden potential concussion from O'Meara, and then you have Liam Ryan left knee strapped. They only were able to fit 18 fit players at the end of the game. And Simpson says they're probably going to lose 6 or 7 players from the game. And yeah, it's pretty bad, to be honest with you. And then you're going to see the likes of probably Harry Edwards, and then the midfielders of Clark, West, Cully, O'Neill, and then maybe Yo comes back, but we'll see. And there is no, let me see. I'm trying to look up Campbell Chesser because, he did have an injury, but let's see, past 24 hours on here. So I can't see much with in return of the, let's see here. So it was, yes, McGovern, Cripps, Shuey, Witherden, concussion, Chesser, knee, and Liam Ryan all in that game. So, yeah, pretty ridiculous. And, yeah, so I guess that's the review of the last game of the round, the West Derby. So, in which Freo ran out big winners and Eagles are really hurt. So, you can look at a lot of the Eagles players for cash gen, or a lot of the guys that come in for cash gen and other things, especially now that a lot of their guys will be out for a long while. So yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys. Goodbye.